Chest day, guys. As you can tell from the title, this is a brutal workout. We have to get through 30 sets of chest. Chest is best. So this first little warm-up set here, my first exercise is just a flat dumbbell press. So I grabbed a pair of 50s. I think I did like 4 or 5 reps. You can see here I'm really just going to stretch the chest out, get the shoulders loose, and get ready. Then I went up, I grabbed a pair of 80s, and then I shot for 10 reps here. I'm holding back a little bit. My goal today was to get the 100-pound dumbbells in my hands, and I wanted to get 8 reps. That's been kind of my goal for the past few months, and as you can see, I did 10. So I'm super excited on that new PR for this dumbbell press, which is awesome. So I decided to go for a second set. I got 7 on the second one. I was gonna go up for another. Wasn't gonna happen. I knew I wasn't gonna ego lift or anything and try to wiggle around on the bench. With this movement, you really wanna stay tight, keep your feet planted, and just focus on your chest and everything else, pressing the weight and keeping your core tight. I'm not trying to arch or anything on the bench. I just keep my scapula contracted, thoracic extension, boom, push it. So that's it. I went ahead and hit another 2 sets with 80s, so I dropped the weight back down. I hit the 80s for about 10 or 12 reps on each of these sets. So total, so you grab my cheat sheet here, I ended up with 5 sets on the flat dumbbell bench. I did the 80s and then the 100s for 2, and then 2 more with the 80s after that. So this next movement I learned from Charles Glass. You might recognize that name. He's all-star trainer at Gold's Gym in California. So the goal here is to keep the dumbbells angled the whole time. You want your wrists on this angle, but you're not doing a tricep extension, you're pressing. So I'm dropping my elbows and then pushing them up, trying to keep the head of the dumbbell centered right over my chest. That way I'm really just targeting that upper chest, and I'm seated up on the bench too. I'm not all the way at the bottom, I'm about halfway up. And I'm just supersetting this with an incline fly. I think weights here, I went from a 40 or 45 pound dumbbell for the press, and then 15s for the flies. I'm hitting about 12 reps with the flies. So this is a brutal movement. It definitely is gonna leave you pumped at the end because you're trying to push those weights together too with the press as you come up, and then supersetting it with a fly, you're just gonna get a ton of blood up in the chest. So try this one out, it definitely feels good. Next movement, just a regular hammer strength decline press. With this one, I worked myself all the way down to 8 reps. So every set I went up, 4 sets total. My last set was a big drop set. I got up to 3 plates on both sides, and then I just took 1 off, did another set, 1 off again, and then 1 more. And then my next movement here is a little fly medley, I like to call it. So I'm just doing 6 sets total of flies, weight's pretty light, shoot for about 15 reps, and I do 2, 2, and 2. So I do 2 where the cables are low, or the pulleys are low rather, and the cables are coming up high, so kind of an incline fly movement. And then I turn it into a decline movement, which you'll see next. I'm gonna speed these up for you guys so it goes by a little bit faster. Decline, the cables are up high, and then I'm coming down low, and I'm finishing about 1 foot, I'd say, in front of the body. And then the last one is just a straight fly coming all the way across. So again, I'm hitting about 15 reps with these, and just really going for a good squeeze. You're not gonna gain any major strength from doing cable chest flies. It's more of like a shaping movement. So after that, posted up on a Smith machine here, and I'm using 25s on the side of this, so I think I put like three 25s on each side, so that way I can finish off with a drop set. Again, 4 sets with this one. The last set's a big drop. And with this, keeping the elbows tight, pushing up, squeezing at the top, and then coming back down. So this drop set here, think I only started with like 5 or 6 reps, and then I took a 25 off each side, went, did a few more. I think I got about 5 or 6 more, took it off again, and then went for a higher reps because there's only 25 on each side. So you really want to push it out, get that volume in with this movement. So with most of my chest workouts, I always like to put in sort of a tempo movement where I'm really controlling the weight. So with this, I did a FreeMotion cable press. So I'm seated, and then I'm just pushing. You can see my tempo here. It's taking me about 2 or 3 seconds to get up. I'm getting a really hard contraction, and then also controlling the negative movement and accentuating that stretch portion. Really, you're getting a lot of time under tension with this. Again, you're not going for strength here. It's about going for a pump and really getting in that hypertrophy range with the time under tension and the rep range. So try this one out. You could use a chest press. I always like to do it with a machine rather than dumbbells, just because you do get a little bit of guidance from the machine. It's not as taxing because this is later in my workout. I don't know what set this is here, but again, we're doing 30 today, so I wanted a little bit of support. And then for the last exercise here, I have a cable decline press. So I'm using a FreeMotion. It's usually meant for tricep extensions, but I'm just leaning up against it, and then I'm pushing down kind of right towards, there's a little seat that you would normally sit on, right towards the seat there. So I'm just pushing down, squeezing, coming back up, not trying to shrug my shoulders up, so keeping them down, come back, and press down. Again, I'm finishing about like 1.5 feet away from the body by the end of it. So guys, I'll post a list of the whole routine in the description below. 7 exercises, 3 to 5 sets depending on what movement we are doing, and ended up with 30 sets. So it's brutal. I wouldn't recommend this for beginners. You're not going to have enough strength in the beginning, but as you start to advance, maybe a few years down the line, you can start throwing in these high volume workouts in your routine and just give it a try. It's brutal. It's gonna kill you. So I hope you guys like this. Try it out. Even just throw in a few movements, maybe new movements that you haven't tried before, into your routine, and let me know how it goes. So like, subscribe, share this video. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Thanks for watching.